Hey YouTube friends, if you're looking for some simple and planty ideas this Christmas, then you've absolutely come to the right place. I'm going to take you on a festive and planty tour of our house and give you heaps of decorating tips along the way. Now, I am absolutely not an interior designer by any stretch of the imagination. As my plant collection has slowly grown over the years, out of necessity, I've had to work out ways to better display my plants as part of our Christmas decor. Whether you've got 200 plants or just a few, the great news is you absolutely do not need a jungle to create that planty Christmassy vibe in your home. And if you're new here, hey, I'm Mel. Only 3 years ago, I was an absolute serial plant killer. I was so bad that my friends used to joke that I could even kill plastic plants, and I can't disagree with them. And I am now so happy to let you know that I'm a proud plant mum to over 150 plants now, and getting to mix them in with my Christmas decor every December. Seriously, does it get any better? I am super conscious that my style is definitely not for everyone. In fact, I'm pretty certain that Planty Eclectic Christmas is not a very common search term on Pinterest. So to make sure that you leave this video with a bucket load of ideas and tips on how you can create your very own planty Christmas in your home, in your style, I've included lots of extra tips that I don't necessarily cover in the tour. And if you're short for time and want to skip the tour and just go straight to the tips, I'll make sure that I make it really clear in the timestamps below. Let's dive in. From memory, I started the Halloween tour at our kitchen table. So let's do something different today, and let's start in the entry, which is maybe a little bit dangerous because I don't know if you can hear my neighbour's dogs barking in the background, but the Postie is around and my dogs could come running through here at any moment. The exciting thing in the entry, I want to show you this guy first. This is Frosty down here. I've got some really good friends from high school, and every year, instead of giving each other gifts, my friends and I do a paint and sip. And I don't know if it's only in Australia that they have those or whether they have them everywhere. But we just meet up in December and you can bring your own food and wine along, and they play Christmas songs and you do a festive painting. And so this Frosty, I think I did 2 years ago, and I just absolutely love him. And then if we spin around, what was I just saying? Miss Daisy has joined us in the video. She lays there looking like butter wouldn't melt in her mouth, but just wait and see. If the Postie goes past while I'm filming, she will definitely get up and bark. Oh, good. So let's start with the permanent residents on this table, and then I'll talk you through the plants that I've added. So over here we've got this guy, the snake plant. I absolutely love this guy. It's living in an old watering can that I used to use, and it's just living in some of my semi-hydro mixture, and it's really happy. I put a small hole in the bottom of the watering can. It has been here for years and it's going really well. You can see I've got the Guthera grow lights here, and it just keeps growing and growing for me. So for Christmas, all that I've done is just put some Christmas twine and some jute ribbon around it. Snake plants are definitely one of my favorites. For anyone who's seen any of my earlier videos, snake plants were definitely the plant that started me on this plant journey, and so I've got a soft spot for snake plants. So whenever I'm doing holiday decorations, they definitely form part of it. And over here, this is the other permanent resident always on this table. So they call this guy an orange snake plant. From memory, I'll have to put the name up on the screen for you. I've had it for years, and you can see with the orange splashes here, I definitely always use it for Halloween, but I actually think it goes really well with the Christmas colors as well. I just love the color of the stem. So I think that's the only two permanent residents on this table. And then, so this is a beautiful, I had never owned an Aguanema before, and I've absolutely fallen in love with this. My friend that has the plant library gave me one of these cuttings, and I just thought it would go perfectly with the Christmas decor with its pink variegations. I've just got it growing in hydro and it's doing really well. This leaf actually has only just unfurled. I've been watching it with interest. It was so exciting to see another leaf coming. So initially it was only this one leaf when she gave it to me, and in the last few months it's shot another two, making it 3 in total. And I'm hoping now that it's spring, we might get a few more going as well, particularly now that I've got it under my Guthera grow lights. I think it adds to the festive feel on this table. And you can see in the background, I just love any excuse to create artwork on ChatGPT. So this is just one of my ChatGPT creations. And also in the background, my sister actually gave me this ornament and I just love it. So, oh no, now I've knocked it down. Oh goodness. All right, I'll have to fix that up later. Apparently I can't do that one-handed. And then if we come over to the middle, my other sister actually gave me this Christmas decoration, so I thought he looked really nice hanging on there. And then this bowl lives on this table all year round. It's always got pine cones and rattan balls, I guess. Is it rattan? And then I just add different decorative elements. And so I've just added in some candy canes and also some, oh goodness, I'm knocking things everywhere. And also some recycled Christmas decorations in here as well, just to add that little pop of Christmas. And then over to the next side, another one of my spider plant propagations, my parent plant just throws so many babies for me, and I have no shortage at all of baby spider plants. And this one, yeah, this one's just growing in hydro as well. And actually, and all I've done is this is a recycled jar. So this is the container that my dried oranges came in that I'll show you up on our Christmas tree later. And I just wrap some of that Christmas twine around it. Usually I soak the labels off any of the jars, but I thought the label was Christmassy because, as I said, that's what our oranges came in. So not only do I always include plants in my Christmas decor, but I love to include books. Books for me, it's just such a cozy vibe. And I couldn't actually find too many books that were reds and greens and whites. So I've got this book down the bottom that is a Planty book. Actually, which one did I leave here? Oh goodness, can I do this without dropping anything? So this one's Leaf Supply, and I thought that looks beautiful by itself. And these are just another two novels that I have that I've just wrapped up in Christmas paper to make them look a little bit festive. And then for anyone who's had a chance to watch my November plant update, I am just loving Begonias at the moment. And so just here is another one that I've only recently propagated and started growing. And all I've done here, so this pot that it's in is clear all the way through, which has been great to watch the health of the plant. And then being Christmas, I've just can't remember, last year I got a present wrapped in this. This likewise ribbon from last Christmas as well. And I've just wrapped that around it to make it look a little bit festive. And then this little guy, I usually try and get most of my Christmas stuff recycled or from op shops, but I have to say I did get this one from a normal big box store. I just loved it. Let me turn it on for you. My youngest son just loves snow globes. He collects snow globes wherever we go. And it has a light, but it also sings. It has music. Christmas for me is really about keeping it simple, using what I have, and incorporating plants wherever I can, because plants, no matter what time of the year it is, they really just, I don't know, they just make me smile. When people come through the door, it should be calm and relaxing with my plants as the focal point of all the decorations. Let's pop outside. So outside in our front veranda, I also try and keep it simple. So this jade plant is here. Hey guys, hello, you can come. This jade plant is here all year round. It just loves it underneath. See up there, I've got just that clear perspex, and it gets filtered light for lots of hours during the day. So it's always just so happy. And I decorate it for whatever the season is. So all that I've done this year is I've added the red ribbon that just came off a parcel that I got during the year. And I've also added in here, I've just got some Christmas berries. These we've had for years and years. They light up at night time, and they actually used to have leaves on it as well, but I've clipped the leaves off because over time they've just got old and ripped and they weren't looking very good. But I didn't want to throw it out because I don't know, you guys can tell me, but I think the berries still work really well, and I think it looks pretty at night time still when it lights up. And then I've also got my very favorite red Christmas boots, and I've had, well, I want to say, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. I just saw them in Bunnings one year, and I absolutely love them. Who doesn't want a sparkly red pair of Santa boots? Unfortunately, it was fiber optic, and the fiber optics have long stopped working. And so I just wrap some fairy lights around it each year, and they work beautifully. I love this little corner at night time. I'll show you guys some pictures in the B-roll. Oh, I just need to stop recording. The Postie is actually just about to go past. I'll be back. Guess what, guys? It was the new Begonias. Woohoo! That's so cool that they arrived while I was filming this video. I got them from an online store called Plant and Leaf. It's an online Australian plant store. I haven't bought from these guys before, but I only ordered these, I want to say 3 or 4 days ago. They haven't taken long to arrive at all. So this one is, they're both Begonia Rex, and this one's a, can you see that? I don't even know how to pronounce it. Kotobuki? Absolutely, oh, the colors in this is just amazing. It's just as pretty in real life as it was in the pictures. Actually, I think it looks even better in real life. They were very, very well packaged. There was so much wrapping to keep them safe. It's taken me quite a while to open them up. And just like my other Rex Begonia, I imagine over the next few days they'll just open up even more. And then this second one that I've got, oops, can we see it there? It's a silver pink. And it's really interesting because when I was looking at the plants online trying to decide which ones, I liked them both, but this one was really standing out to me online. But now they've arrived, I don't know. This one is pretty cool. Look at that leaf. Look at the colours in that leaf. And I don't even know. I am so sorry. My teenage children are home for the Christmas holidays and they have friends around and they're playing basketball in the back and they are being really noisy. I don't know if you can hear them. I'm hoping that because I'm wearing my microphone, it's blocking out some of the noise. But I have 4 noisy teenage boys in the background, so I apologise. Look at the colour of these leaves. Look at the colour underneath. This one is definitely a bit floppy from transport. Oh, goodness. I hope I'm not ripping that. Oh, my goodness, guys. Oh, this is so cool, so cool. So what I'll do with these, they're already potted up and in soil, obviously. I won't do anything with these apart from if they need water, I'll give them a quick water. I'm going to leave them in these pots. It's so tempting. I've been transitioning some of my plants into pond. I got it from, it's an Australian version from Dr. Green Thumbs. It's called Mabgrow. It's so tempting not to transfer these straight away into that because I have found the plants are already so much easier to look after, but that's the worst thing you can do for new plants. So these guys will just stay as they are in their pots. I'll give them some nice bright filtered light. I may even put them in my front entry Christmas display. I may even move some things around, but we will see. But oh my God, I'm so excited I got to share these with you. Just beautiful, absolutely amazing. Can't wait to watch these guys grow. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, ma'am. I've done a really simple centerpiece this year, and actually I realized while I was showing you I haven't put any candles in there. Normally I put a few Christmas candles in there as well, just warm white. It's very similar to the entry, so I've just used lots of nature elements like some nuts and seeds and pods. These are all recycled Christmas baubles, so they've either been gifted or thrifted. Sorry, the view is just going a bit blurry there, I'm not sure why. I've also put some dried oranges. So whatever were dried oranges were a little bit too small to go on the Christmas tree, or some of them were in pieces, I've just included them there in the centerpiece. Candy canes, of course, because, well, we just need candy canes at this time of the year, and my kids love having them in the middle of the table. And then the plants that I've chosen, yes, it's another spider plant. As you can see from my video, I have so many of them. But what I actually like about this one, it is another one of my propagations. It's just in this pink mug. It is one of my favorite. I think I got this mug, I want to say it was either 50 cents or $1. It's kind of blurry again in the viewfinder. And I know it's not Christmassy, but I just like the pink that goes with the Christmas colours. And then I've got another one of those recycled coconutty tea light holder pots that I actually like using as a planter pot. And in here, I've just got a little hydroponic pothos growing in there. They're great for hydroponic plants. And then I've got our Christmas countdown Santa, and you notice I've actually put the word chilled on there instead of doing a countdown this year because I found this is the first decoration that I put up every year for Christmas, and I normally put it up in about mid-November. So when my very first rain lilies pop out in our garden, I put this guy out. But I actually found when friends and family were coming over, I don't know about you guys, but this year feels like it's just gone so quickly. And people were finding it a bit stressful that I had the countdown on Santa. So I put the word children. I'm hoping that makes it a little bit more of a stress-free Christmas for everyone. I've just put it all on a timber board. I think this one was just from Kmart. I like this one because it's got a lip. See how it's got a lip around it? And particularly when I'm using these sorts of loose items, but there's just something about putting that timber board underneath that pulls it all together, but also makes it really easy to relocate. I just love a good simple centerpiece on the table. Let's pause the tour here for our Planty Christmas tips and tricks timeout. Because decorating for Christmas is such a personal experience, there are so many unique styles and ideas that can inspire us. To avoid any copyright issues and to add that little bit of creativity, I decided not to copy images straight from Instagram, Pinterest, or any other socials. Instead, I've worked really hard with ChatGPT to create a unique montage of Christmas ideas that you're not necessarily going to find throughout my plant tour. According to the internet, the 5 most popular Christmas decor styles are traditional, rustic, modern, Scandi, and minimalist. But there are just so many style ideas out there, and I've tried to mix and match as many of these styles in the images to give you loads of ideas. But just remember, AI images are far from perfect and do have some quirks. There's definitely a few random items that don't make sense, and it really struggled with candy canes. But I think if you can look past these things, the images are colorful and fun and packed full of ideas that you can use. So let's crank up those Christmas songs and enjoy this time out montage. Tip number 1, this one's super important. Before you start moving or decorating any plants for the season, take a moment to think about their care needs. Where will the plant be happiest in December? Consider its light, water and maintenance requirements to ensure that it stays healthy during the festive season. For example, I love the look of the fabric wrapped around my syngonium in our entryway. But I've learnt the hard way that if you wrap fabric all the way around a plant pot, so wrap it up like a gift, by the end of December, after you've watered that plant a few times, the bottom of the fabric is just really gross and soggy. So the best thing to do is just wrap the material around the outside of the pot, leaving the bottom of the pot clear so that you can water it. If you have no drainage pots, of course, it's a whole different story. Absolutely go for it with wrapping it up like a gift. And also think about the plant itself. It's a lot easier with larger plants to wrap fairy lights and ornaments around them because they're much stronger. It's not going to damage the plant. Whereas for plants that aren't as strong, you may consider, instead of decorating the plant itself, maybe consider decorating the pot, like putting a wreath around it using coloured or decorative pots, baskets, ribbons, all that sort of thing, but don't decorate the actual leaves on the plant itself. There's lots and lots of ideas. Let's jump into tip number 2. Tip number 2. Now, I definitely have used this in my tour, but there is lots and lots of ways to use ribbons, twine, burlap, and jute in your decorations. And depending on the vibe that you're looking for, I think they really add that rustic and natural touch to your plants. So, as I said, just wrap them around your pots, tying bows around the pot, or I love using Christmas twine, the red and white or golden white Christmas twine, and going for all those traditional Christmas colors like red, green, or gold. Okay, so tip number 3, I love this one because it's super simple. So that's swapping your plants into colored pots. So one of the easiest ways, I think, to add a festive feel is by using planter pots in Christmas colors. So think greens, reds, metallic golds, even white if you mix it in amongst those other colors. If you don't want to replace your pots though, because remember, we're all about not rushing out and buying extra things that we don't need for Christmas, I just love using simple baskets, cane or wicker baskets to put your plants in. But if you're lucky enough to already have some colored pots, or you might pick some up in garage sales or at thrift shops, for string groups of pots together that are either all one festive color, or if you mix and match the festive colors, I think that is quite an effective way to make plants look Christmassy without having to wrap anything around the plants themselves. Number 4 is twinkle lights, and for me it is absolutely not Christmas without twinkle lights of some form. They are simple yet absolutely magical. I think I could just look at Christmas lights all day long. Remember though what we talked about earlier in the video, if you're thinking about putting twinkle lights around your plants, think lightweight options when you're draping them over larger plants, and with smaller ones maybe just consider wrapping them around the base of the pot or putting them in a garland around the pot, or even draping them along the shelf that smaller plants are sitting on. There are lots and lots of lightweight options that are best for draping over larger plants like monstera and ZZ plants, snake plants, or you bigger guys, fiddle leaf figs. I put fairy lights through my fiddle leaf fig the other year before it got too big to be inside, and I think it looked fantastic. My family, not so sure. They really like that multicolored disco Christmas tree, but I think it's not Christmas without twinkle lights. They really add that cozy festive glow without overwhelming your space. Christmas stakes and candy canes. Love this idea. So last year, I actually created a whole heap of just $5 hydro plants that I sold on Facebook, because Christmas is an expensive time of the year and I wanted nice things for people to be able to gift to their friends and family. And all that I use is twine and candy canes around those hydro plants, and people absolutely love them and ask for them again this year. So I think candy canes are fantastic. If you put the twine around the pot of the plant, leave it a little bit loose, and you can hook candy canes in that. Or I've seen some people just hook candy canes over the edges of pots, or even stick them into the soil. Make sure you don't eat them after that, but just stick them into the soil and use them as a stake. Looks just as effective. And while we're talking about stakes, there's lots of little Christmas stakes that you can buy to put into plants as well. I've seen stars and Santas and Rudolph. Just be absolutely creative, and that's a really good way to decorate plants simply, once again, without damaging the plants themselves. I love the idea of Christmas stakes. I've only used candy canes ever before, but I'm always keeping my eye out for other types of Christmas stakes that I can use to decorate my plants with. Consider lightweight ornaments, and even just scattered ornaments. Some of your larger plants, your fiddle leaf figs, your monsteras, your ZZ plants, your snake plants. What else? Palm trees. Oh, I've seen it done on olive trees. Absolutely beautiful. You can actually buy small, lightweight ornaments that aren't necessarily going to damage the plants and put them in whatever color your color scheme is. And pairing that with lightweight fairy lights looks absolutely amazing. Well, I think it looks absolutely amazing. And just a bonus tip to sneak in here at the end before we finish this time out and we go back to the tour. Just remember that decorating is all about experimenting, having fun, and finding what feels right for your space. And you know what? If something doesn't work, that's okay. Just try something different next year. Christmas absolutely is not about being perfect, and definitely not about Instagram moments. Although I have to admit, every now and again when you do nail it, it does feel pretty good. It's so humid filming this last bit of the video that my glasses keep fogging up, which is probably hard for a lot of you to imagine at Christmas time. But wow, that tips and tricks section definitely took me way longer than I was expecting. I went into absolutely full hyper-focus autism rabbit hole mode. I was having so much fun creating all of those images for you and making sure that I packed it full of so many tips and tricks. But it actually meant that I've uploaded the video probably about half a week late because I really wanted to try and get those AI images as accurate as possible for you. Because as I said, plants and Christmas really are a special interest for me, and I was just wanting to give you as much value as I could. So let's stop the tips and tricks section before I go down any more rabbit holes, and let's finish the tour off in our lounge room, where I'm going to share with you a very special Christmas tree that has a unique story to go with it. I'm really grateful that my family have encouraged me to mix our two styles of the bright and colourful and then my low-key cozy planty. This Christmas tree has a special place in my heart. It was actually my dad's, who passed away from a really long battle with dementia earlier this year, and I know I'm a Christmas tragic, but I think I definitely got that from him. And at night time, I'll show you in the B-roll, but it's fiber optic, and seriously, it's like having a disco in our lounge room, and it just makes my family smile. It makes them so happy, and I'd like to think that it makes my dad smile too, to know that a little bit of my dad is here with us at Christmas time. Here's our dried oranges that we talk about. Some years I actually make the dried oranges myself, but this year I actually found them in our local supermarket for $5 for a packet. That was just one less thing I needed to do this year. And my friends and family have got used to me putting dried oranges on it now, and they always ask every year, have you done your dried oranges yet? And it's just become a real part of our family tradition. So this year I've kept things really minimal around our Christmas tree. I'm trying something new and letting the tree speak for itself. And honestly, I'm still not sure how I feel about it, because in past years I've gone all out. I usually decorate the entire TV cabinet with Christmas decor. But this year I've left my Dracaena and Hoya just as they are. I have to show you this little bird ornament. It lives here all year round and it's wrapped in lights, and I just love how it glows at night time. And this is my absolute favorite Ripsalis plant. I've got 3 different species of Ripsalis at the moment, but this one is by far a standout for me, and I'm hoping that next year it's big enough that I can add some lightweight waterfall fairy lights to it, without humming the plant, of course. All right, that's it for my 2024 mini plant tour and houseplant tips and trick video. I hope that you had as much fun watching it as I did making it, and I hope that you've got a bucket load of value, ideas, and inspiration from the video. I absolutely can't wait to see how you're integrating plants into your Christmas decorations. So please let me know in the comments below, and also please share any tips if there's anything that I haven't covered in this video, because there are just so many ways to decorate with plants. I would absolutely love to hear your ideas in the comments. And as always, until my next video, take care, and remember, you totally got this.